Well, welcome everyone. The town of Conception Bay South is proud to bring down its budget for 2026. And without any further ado, I will turn it over to Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss to deliver the budget. Deputy?
Thank you. Good evening, Your Worship, councillors, and residents of the town of Conception Bay South. As Deputy Mayor and co-lead for Finance and Administration, it is my pleasure to present the town of Conception Bay South's 2026 budget. Tonight, we bring forward our first budget as the newly elected council for the 2025-2029 term. With the October election behind us, council moved quickly into the important work of preparing this budget. We entered this term with a strong mix of experience and fresh perspective. 8 returning councillors, joined by our newly elected colleague, Councillor Warwick Clooney. Together, this blend of experience and new insight has allowed us to approach Budget 2026 with focus, understanding, and fiscal responsibility. The campaign period gave councillors valuable insight into residents' immediate priorities. Furthermore, all incumbent councillors were re-elected for another 4-year term, demonstrating residents' confidence that we are on the right track. In addition to what we heard at countless doors during the campaign, our public consultation process provided extensive budgetary feedback from hundreds of residents. To everyone who took the time to share their feedback, thank you. Your input directly informed the decisions reflected in this budget. This budget is grounded in sustainability for a rapidly growing community, shaped by the tough global and economic realities that influence every decision we make. It supports responsible growth, addresses emerging needs, and keeps the well-being of our residents at the forefront of all that we do. Before highlighting our specific investments, it's important to understand the financial and economic context in which we operate. The town of Conception Bay South continues to thrive as the second largest municipality in Newfoundland and Labrador, home to more than 27,000 residents. Growth remains steady. In 2025, $4.3 million of private investment in infrastructure was completed in 6 subdivisions that created 113 new residential lots, and construction has started on 43 homes in those subdivisions already. Another 2 subdivisions are under construction with $3.2 million in infrastructure investment, which will provide a further 112 lots for residential construction. So far in 2025, there have been 146 new starts and 96 houses completed, representing more than $30 million of private investment in our town. Beyond this, 2025 also saw the highest number of new home permits issued in the past decade. People are moving here. People are investing here. The growth we see is exciting, but it also means that we must keep fast pace with the demand it puts on our infrastructure, amenities, and services. For 2026, overall revenue is projected to increase by approximately $3.2 million compared to 2025. This includes revenue of $2.1 million in property tax revenue, $430,000 in water and sewer fees, $377,000 in recreation revenue, and $250,000 in business tax revenue. Through our ongoing debt reduction strategy, no new borrowing is planned for 2026. Since the onset of the program in 2019, the town's debt payments have decreased by $1.9 million annually, reducing total debt from over $26 million to less than $15 million in 2025. This strategy has eased pressure on tax levels and strengthened our ability to make strategic investments, such as the acquisition of the Manuels River Community Center and the construction of the Community Lifestyle Center. Your Worship, as required under municipal legislation, the town is presenting a balanced budget for 2026, totaling $47.5 million, an increase of approximately $3.2 million over 2025. It is important to recognize that not all costs are within the town's control. A clear example is regional services, such as the cost of water, which is set by the St. John's Regional Water Services. Residents may be surprised to learn that the town's water bill increased by an unexpected and unbudgeted $466,000 in 2025. This is not due to an increase in water consumption by residents. This is due to a change in St. John's Regional Water Services distribution practices. Next year, the town is facing an additional increase of $511,000, which brings our water services budget to $3.5 million. Your Worship, the town cannot absorb increases of this scale without compromising other essential services. While Council has taken every reasonable step to limit the impact on households, a portion of these regional costs must be reflected in the water and sewer fee. For 2026, this will result in a $30 increase for both residential and commercial units, with the new fee now totaling $665 and $1297.50 respectively. Where water meters exist in commercial properties, that will be the method used for fees. The school rate will increase by $5 per student, which is paid for by NL schools. We raise this example to illustrate how certain expenditures have increased in this budget. Cost of living pressures are being felt not just by our residents, but by the town itself. As we balance the rising costs of essential services with the need to maintain stable taxes and affordability. There are no additional increases in taxes or fees in this budget. I therefore announce the following. The residential mill rate remains at 7.6. The commercial mill rate remains at 11.5. The town continues to support affordable and rental housing development through fee reductions under federal and provincial programs. Residential improvement permit fees are once again waived for projects such as general repairs, decks, sheds, and fences. Home-based business permit fees are once again waived, and the 12-month interest-free payment plan remains in effect. Council is making significant changes to the seniors' property tax initiatives to ensure that those with the greatest need receive the greatest benefit from our tax reductions. To that end, Council is eliminating the blanket 5% tax deduction that applied to all senior citizens to comply with the new provincial legislation. But in its place, Council is enhancing the tax reduction for low-income seniors to 25%. As well, Council is increasing its tax reduction for low-income households to 25%. These programs are income-based for those who qualify, which are residents 65 and older in receipt of the Guaranteed Income Supplement, or residents who meet the low-income threshold as outlined by the federal government. I would like to be very clear on this point. The elimination of the blanket seniors discount is not something Council wanted to do. It was something we felt compelled to do because of the provincial legislation. In wake of that, Council has refocused, and we are determined to help those who need a break in taxes most. Also, for several years, Council has made a deliberate choice to eliminate all residential home improvement fees and home-based business fees. This level of fee relief is not typical amongst any of our neighboring municipalities, and it is something we are proud to offer to our community. This approach sets us apart, and it reflects our commitment to keeping Conception Bay South an affordable place to live and a great place to do business. Now I would like to move on to areas where our budget allocations have increased from the previous year. This reflects the realities of growth, building for the future, and the importance of investing in core services. There are 4 key areas we are investing to further enhance community safety and core services. Consistent with the needs of a growing community, Council has heard from residents that there is a need for public transportation within our community. Council has been seeking the best possible way to address this. This year, for the first time, Conception Bay South will invest in a transportation initiative for those in our community who face barriers in accessing services. The program supports residents with physical, cognitive, sensory, or visual disabilities by covering both the required medical assessment to determine who qualifies and the full cost of in-town taxi services. Council is pleased to add $100,000 for an accessible transit pilot program. The town will work to implement the program in the coming months. This past summer was unprecedented. Wildfires across the province led to states of emergency, evacuation orders, and significant strain on local emergency response. Our own Emergency Operations Center was operational for weeks on end, and Conception Bay South firefighters faced extreme challenges and frightening circumstances. A clear message emerged from residents in this year's budget consultation process. Emergency preparedness, training, and equipment must remain top priorities for budget considerations, particularly as climate change increases wildfire risks. Council shares that concern. For 2026, the fire department's budget will increase by $570,000 to support equipment, staffing, and training. This reflects Council's continued commitment to community safety. As we bring 2025 to a close, Council has asked staff to engage a consultant to conduct a risk assessment for our community as it relates to forest fires. That work has already commenced and will be a priority for 2026. We want to ensure we understand the risks and, as importantly, identify mitigation opportunities. This work will include recommendations on the training and equipment required to maintain a high level of preparedness. We did not wait for the new budget to begin addressing these concerns. Council has already given approval to purchase a new tactical response vehicle, along with 2 new pumper trucks, with the first arriving in 2026 and the second in 2027. Upgraded radios were secured to enhance critical communications between our first responders and emergency management agencies. The town also invested in modern bunker gear designed to offer improved protection against harmful contaminants and purchased a specialized gear washing system to properly remove carcinogens from the firefighters' equipment. Additional specialized gear was acquired so our crews are equipped for the evolving risks associated with drier summers and more frequent wildfires. The fire department also launched a Fire Smart education program to help residents understand how to protect their homes and reduce fire risks on their property. This important educational and awareness initiative will continue to roll out next year so we can all keep our community safer. Community development, including new apartment buildings, denser neighborhoods, and increased industrial activity near the Port of Long Pond, creates more complex response scenarios. At present, the town relies on aerial support from St. John's, which is not always immediately available. Council is therefore assessing options to acquire our own aerial firefighting capability, with funds allocated to place the order in 2026, with delivery anticipated in 3 to 4 years. As the community grows, so do the demands placed on emergency services, not only fire calls, but medical responses as well. We anticipate this year we will have the highest call volume on record for the fire department, with over 1,400 calls. Approximately 70% of these calls will be medical in nature. The need for upgrades to Station 2 were also highlighted during this year's budget consultations. And Council has identified this as a key priority. We will work hard to find external funding necessary to make these upgrades. We aim to start the process of commissioning a concept plan for a replacement next year. Beyond wildfire response, our community has also experienced the impact of extreme weather. The Long Pond Inner Harbor breakwater suffered significant damage in consecutive years, demonstrating the need for resilient coastal infrastructure. Earlier this year, the town announced a $15 million project, cost-shared 60-40 with the federal government to strengthen the breakwater. This town will cover consultant has been engaged to complete computer and physical modeling at the National Research Council to support the final design. The town expects to call the tender for Phase 1 of 3 in 2026, with construction anticipated over the multi-year phases from 2026 to 2029. Once the project is complete, breakwater upgrades will incorporate climate change variables and ensure protection of residents and their property into the future. The town will continue its efforts in seeking government funding and partners as the project progresses to offset its portion of the project. This budget also includes funding for a consultant to continue the town's flood zone mapping work. This research will help ensure development occurs safely and responsibly. Manuel's River. Our next key investment is Manuel's River, one of our community's crown jewels, a place where natural heritage and community program for all residents comes together. The ownership of the facility was officially transferred to the town at the beginning of 2025. It has been closed since then, while renovations and planning have been underway. For 2026, Council has allocated $825,000 to support the reopening and operation of the Manuel's River facility. This funding includes several new staffing roles to facilitate programming, the continuation of weddings and events, and design and construction of a fossil exhibition display in partnership with local paleontologist Dr. Rod Taylor. The interior of the facility has received a facelift, including the repurposing of some areas to create more functional and versatile spaces. The town will continue adding new features and furniture throughout 2026, while continuing progress on a comprehensive concept plan aimed at reshaping the future of the center to better meet the evolving needs of the community. We look forward to welcoming everyone back in 2026, with the hiring of staff to begin early in the new year. It is also important to provide an update on another major community facility, the Community Lifestyle Center at the Gateway, which is a 100,000 square foot air-supported multi-sport facility that will provide year-round access to high-quality recreational spaces, enhance community wellness, support local sports organizations, and accommodate a variety of activities and events. Announced in last year's budget, this project represents a key investment in recreation and community health. This year, extensive site preparation was completed, including widening Gateway Drive to improve future access. However, the delivery of the air-supported structure has been delayed, largely due to complexities associated with new tariffs and extended manufacturing timelines. As a result, the facility is now scheduled to open in 2027. Council remains concerned with the ongoing tariff situation and the impact it is having on the price we pay for many goods. It is highly unpredictable. We remain vigilant when it comes to the taxpayers' dollars. Final pricing will not be known until we have firm bids in hand, which will likely be late Q1 or early Q2 2026, and some decisions on equipment and outfitting that may need to be adjusted going forward. As a result of the delay, no new program-related allocations are reflected in this year's budget, as those expenditures will shift into the following year. In 2026, there is still work ongoing, including the hiring of new staff, which we anticipate occurring in the latter part of the year. Lastly, our fourth key investment falls into the category of fleet, maintenance, and staffing. As our community expands, so does the demand on our infrastructure, facilities, and equipment. Vehicles and machinery that once met our needs are now aging, overused, and in some cases, no longer adequate for the scale of service required. In Budget 2026, we are investing $520,000 to lease new equipment, which includes a maintenance package for the life of the leases. Staff have conducted a comprehensive cost-benefit analysis of renting versus owning the automated garbage trucks. Following a review of available options, the town has concluded that leasing certain fleet equipment provides better value and reduces the financial impact on taxpayers. Items like these are simply the cost of doing business in a growing community. To deliver essential services from snow clearing and road maintenance to waste and recycling collection, our crews need reliable, modern equipment. When we talk about municipal fleet, we must also talk about the depot. Our current facility is small, outdated, and operating beyond capacity. It may come as a surprise to some that as the second largest municipality in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have only one service bay that can handle the largest of our heavy equipment. We have recognized this challenge for some time. Work is already underway to identify and acquire land for the new depot, and applications for external funding have been submitted. While there is no specific allocation for this project in Budget 2026, because the land and funding have not yet been secured, I want to be clear. A new depot is essential. It will be another major asset that the town must acquire. With the ongoing uncertainty in pricing and delivery times for materials and equipment, Council has set aside resources to ensure we can respond proactively to both planned and unforeseen needs. To better address this uncertainty, the town is implementing a fleet replacement reserve fund in 2026. This reserve will be funded annually from the town's operating budget, but will allow the carryover of funds from year to year to address long delivery schedules for ordered equipment. Funds from the disposal of equipment will also be used to fund this reserve. A policy document outlining the fleet replacement reserve will be tabled early in the new year. Along with the increased new housing construction mentioned earlier, residential and commercial renovations and construction have increased in recent years, and we need to ensure we can keep up the pace with the development activity. To support that work, a part-time development control coordinator will be converted to full-time. Similarly, compliance remains a sizable portion of the planning and development department's workload. To address this, this budget includes a new full-time municipal enforcement officer. This added capacity will help the town respond more effectively to compliance matters and better support residents and developers. All of these decisions are guided by our commitment to a growing community. They are made to support responsible and sustainable growth, ensuring that Conception Bay South continues to provide high-quality services in a safe, inclusive, family-oriented environment. Before I conclude, I would also like to express my special thanks to my council colleagues, town staff, both management and those representing CUPE Local 3034, for what they accomplished with the resources allocated. A special mention goes to the Director of Finance for her continued efforts in steadfast fiscal management and her work with Council to prepare this municipal budget. Budget 2026 is focused on making Conception Bay South a community of choice in this province by embracing the challenges of growth with a clear plan of investment in our community's future.